What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the Spectator Mode Podcast. I bet you didn't think we were going to do one because of all the stuff going on about Xbox. But we're going to do it because we want to talk about this, and we got a couple things to say about that. And, of course, I'm your host, Keith Mitchell. In the middle is my buddy, Scott. And on the far right is a friend of the show, Baron from... Where are you from, buddy? Where are you from again?
LV1 Gaming. No, LV1 Gaming.
And I totally didn't want to mess that up because we just had a conversation about that, and I'm like, well, it's 11:20, and my brain's not working right now. So
starts with an L.
There's a reason why I have all this gray hair. I'm very forgetful right now, and I'm old. But we're recording this podcast on the eve of some very interesting news coming from the Xbox camp. And I can't wait to dive into it because there's a couple things I know we all want to say about this. So we're not going to talk about games that we played. I know you like that segment, but none of that today. We're going to jump right into Xbox. So a little recap here. For the past 2 weeks, the Xbox community has been up in arms in a major way. We've seen major Xbox influencers getting mad and acting like man babies and threatening to sell their consoles and break their consoles and no longer supporting Xbox. And if these games go to PlayStation, I'm no longer going to support Xbox. You know who you are. You can't take that back. You got videos everywhere. So it has been an interesting time. And then last week, our buddy Phil Spencer was like, we're gonna talk about this next week. Which made everybody more pissed off. It was like
so bad.
It was like, wait, you know, we're all mad. Everybody's the Xbox community is on fire. The fan base is rabid. You need to address. We'll see you next week.
We'll deal with it later.
So that was great. Yeah. So we had to endure the entire weekend of everybody just getting mad and more posts and more videos and more. Twitter was very interesting. There was a lot of
lots of engagement,
testing of the friendship.
Numbers were up, baby.
And people were getting pissed off, and it's like, yeah, this is gonna back away here. I'm not getting involved with any of this. It's I know Baron was in the same way. It's kind of you're in a weird position where you know both of the sides, and you're like, I can't say anything right now. Yeah. I'm just gonna shut up. So we finally had the podcast. It was a podcast. It wasn't a live show, which everybody thought it was going to be. They took the coward's way out. They didn't want to deal with the fan base.
Cowards.
They knew exactly what was going to happen. So Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, Matt Booty was like, we're going to record this show. We're going to knock out these questions, and then we're going to just go back into hiding and see what happens. I'm just keeping it real. I would have did a live one and just say, you know what, here it is, guys. But they didn't want to do it. I'm not saying that they're cowards. I'm just saying after everything that's been happening, I would have expected them to come out and say, hey, guys, this is what it is live, not a podcast. Because go ahead, say it.
Okay.
Say it. He doesn't know how to say it.
I wonder how many takes they had.
More than one.
It looked fresh. It did look like a fresh, like that was a one shot and it just worked. And they said, it's a wrap. Like, let's boom. But we all record content. We all know there's editing. And then the fact that there was no preview, no loading to the going live. It literally went live almost a minute late. And
it did. Like, I was worried. I was like, is it not happening or what?
I wasn't even home. I was shopping, getting some food, and I was like, oh crap. I forgot about this.
It wasn't exactly on time. There was no lead up.
It was like a minute or two late. I was like, even looking on the Xbox, I went to their podcast. I'm like, there's nothing here. It's like 12:01.
It was very not $1 trillion company-ish. Like you got too many resources, buddy. And it was now I will say this. I have never been so glad to be wrong. Because me being wrong was kind of grounded in reality because everything I based on what I thought was going to happen. was on the fact that Xbox's parent company is Microsoft, who just happens to have their software seeded into everything tech across the planet Earth.
Can we just talk about that for a moment?
Yeah.
Everybody keeps acting like Microsoft is this company that has no money. And I'm like,
yeah.
No, they got lots of money.
They have the lion's share of the majority of computers that run Windows. They are the company for operating systems. Yeah, you got people that run Linux. You got some Japanese company have their own version of an OS, but Windows is the predominant OS. Windows is what drives the PC gaming market.
Yeah.
Without Windows, there is no gaming.
Yeah.
So that they have Azure Cloud, they have their Microsoft
PlayStation is you leaning on.
Yeah.
I mean, there's just so many things out there that Microsoft does. But people forget that, and they go, "Well, Microsoft can't. If they lose Xbox, they're blowing." Let's be honest. We don't want to see it happen. But if Microsoft said goodbye Xbox, it's not going to hurt them. They're going to be like, "All right, well, we just dropped that. Let's go ahead and do something else. We got money in the bank. We literally have money to buy PlayStation, Nintendo, and still have money left over." So people need to stop kidding themselves. This is a major company. They may have issues with management. Yes, but this is a big company.
Yes.
Go ahead. I didn't want to stop you. Go ahead. Say what you were saying.
No, but that's my whole. So my whole reasoning was okay. First off, I honest to God thought that we were gonna get this was gonna be a teaser of games being put on different platforms outside of PC. I thought that they were gonna lean in heavier towards the idea that all the Activision titles they just picked up for the most part are going to be multi-plat. So use that as a segue into, hey, if our game is big or we feel like it doesn't hit the numbers, we'll throw it on PlayStation. We already do it to PC. Call of Duty is going to be everywhere, and that's the top selling game every time it comes out. Yep. So why not? Like we're doing it already, and hey, we got MLB The Show, guys. Remember? Like
see,
so let's
people are going to argue. People argue every time you say that. Every time somebody brings that game up, and they go, "Well, that wasn't Sony's decision." Well, they could have just said, "Okay, we're not going to make this game anymore," and drop the exclusive. MLB would have been like, "All right, fine, we'll go find somebody else to make the game." Bye.
Yeah.
So that was their decision.
And
stop it.
And that was my whole thing. That I truly felt what I thought was going to happen was grounded in some form of reality. It didn't, in my head, it didn't sound far-fetched. It sounded crazy as a console gamer because it's like, bro, this is your time. Like if you wanted to, you could have pulled Call of Duty from PlayStation and ran them into the dirt. Like if you really wanted to. And a lot of people don't like hearing that. And I'm like, according to what PlayStation's documents during the court stuff, it was a big portion of their profits, Call of Duty microtransactions and sales.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you really wanted to stick it to a one-trick pony, and that's rude. Let me stop. Sony is huge. PlayStation is big. If you wanted to put a big dent into them and send them back to the days of like JRPGs, you could have did that. Like you really could have sent them back to the early 2000s. Like you could have did it. And it wouldn't, and that's not necessarily a bad thing because let's be honest, most of my memorable moments in gaming are on PlayStation. But that all it would have took was them to go exclusive, and that would have definitely made them contemplate. Like it would have had to have a boardroom meeting about it. Maybe they would have brought back Mag. But yeah, I'll be quiet
now. No. You make a good point. What about you, Scott?
I mean, I generally take basically every rumor that I hear with a very big grain of salt. I think it also is a part of being like in the Nintendo community, and rumors go off the wazoo there. And Nintendo does absolutely nothing to address the rumors.
I'm never letting that go. Never letting that go.
Switch.
And all the websites, they're like, "We know it's coming. It's coming." I'm like, "All right."
I love how many times like people have to like backpedal on the Switch Pro 2. It's like, well, no, it was coming, but then COVID happened. And then it didn't, because then they still had more Switches, but it was coming. But then they decided to bank on the OLED model instead because it was cheaper, and it's just like just give it up. Switch Pro was a rumor of maybe some random intern talking to maybe a hardware manufacturer, and then they thought maybe if we made the Switch more powerful, it'd sell better. But that never happened.
And it doesn't
Switch Pro isn't going to happen.
I laugh for that every time I hear it.
So when we saw the whole Microsoft is going to leave the console wars and just go straight off as a Microsoft software platform company, I originally had to think of just like, why would people run with this narrative? Why would they say it? Especially like when you look at like what the actual confirmed sources were, which, as we went over in like the last podcast, the Spectator Mode, the only confirmed source for any of the rumors was based off of a single asset of a Hi-Fi Rush beta build that had a PlayStation logo in it. That was it.
Oh, wow.
Which we all said could have been just leftover code.
Which could have been leftover code. It could have been anything.
Going to go somewhere else, and they didn't go. Because
it's like that's where this rumor stems from, and it blew up because nobody wanted to address it from Microsoft.
Exactly. So going into what happened today, so let's go off with that. So they did say there's going to be 4 games that will be heading to different platforms. They didn't say which games they were going to be. They wanted to make them a surprise for the teams that are working on them to come out and make those announcements, which I kind of thought was, okay, so you are stating it's happening.
You're announcing an announcement.
Right. It's an announcement of announcement. You're saying they're happening, but we're not going to tell you what they are. So of course
they did give us 2 hints, though.
Yes.
1, they're over a year old. 2, the 2 of them are smaller games, and 2 of them are live service community-driven games.
So we kind of know what those are. I mean,
Sea of Thieves.
We're going out to the pirates, are we? Yes, we are.
Sea of Thieves and Hi-Fi Rush were the big 2 rumored ones. Back when the rumors started. Those are most likely actually true rumors because Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves both fit their criteria for that. The other 2 are more just kind of make sensical decisions that are being kind of like ran as a narrative from all the other news press, which is Pentiment and Grounded. Pentiment being the smaller title, Grounded being the live service title.
Exactly. And it's also pretty ironic that Sea of Thieves is going to hit a Nintendo console, so Rare is going back to Nintendo.
After so long.
But that was it. That was literally it.
What if it, like, in a funny, like, random way, what if it's like Redfall?
Then I will let it stay in the store.
Like, what if they're like, hey guys, let's try it again, it's a better build?
What is this, Morpheus?
Do you want to see Redfall on the Switch?
No. It already looks like it's on there. No, look. What?
I liked Redfall. Damn it, it was a good game.
No, let me tell you where Redfall messed up. Redfall did the infamous, oh, you thought this was the final boss thing?
Yeah.
And then opened up to a whole other place that was no longer Redfall. I was like, what? I have never, okay, I think that was the first time in a long time that I thought I beat a game and then had my spirit crushed and then I put the game down. I was like, I don't want to keep playing. I'm good.
Yeah, that was pretty crappy when they did that. And didn't they give you a warning saying, hey, you're leaving, you can't go back?
I'm thinking this is the final boss. I'm like, yeah, let's go. Spoiler alert, right? But it
can't go back.
It's like, no, you're not done. You got to still save this whole. You got a whole nother county, buddy. You thought you was just in the town of Redfall, the thing we named the game after? No, there's more of the same, but in a bigger area. Get out there, Squirt. And yeah, I just, but beside the point, that would be funny. And you know what would be even worse and what would make the console war stuff take off to a whole new level is if it looked, ran, and felt better.
I had no problem with it.
We wouldn't.
If it makes the game sell more, have fun.
Oh yeah, this this sounds logical. But sir, as you've seen in the last 2 weeks, it was okay. But let's acknowledge. No, I'm gonna shut up after this. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. We cannot act like all of our trusted sources for gaming news, the people that are quoted in everybody's articles, weren't leading the charge on this one.
Oh no, they totally were. That's why I was. The second this was over, I was on Twitter and I was like, every one of your sources needs to be held accountable for everything that they said because they were wrong.
And the credibility.
And they didn't say, the only person who started running their mouth more because he had exclusivity was Tom Warren. Everybody else shut up. Everybody else was quiet.
It just it sucks, right? Because this was hey, but well, you know, there's no Xbox bias, but no, like, hey, but wait. We live in a freaking world where Xbox had a 2-week meltdown where they were on the way out as shares were going up, and they had record numbers and record profits, and just closed the deal on the biggest acquisition on earth right now in gaming. But PlayStation basically came out and said they're doing day and date on PC. Like, that's coming. Like,
no, we're gonna talk about that too because we got.
I know. Let's get back to Xbox. But we live in this world where
exactly, and it's glorious. It's glorious.
Code led to this.
Yes.
To an emergency podcast for the world. But then you got Sony coming out and like, there's no bias though. What are you talking about? Xbox tax? What? This is not real. Like, you just stop being a fanboy. I have all systems. I got a PC that's okay. You know, I love my 2060 Super. It runs like an Emmy. And I got my PS5. I got my Series X. Got my disc drive on both of them. Like, so for me, wherever the game is going to be the cheapest is where I want it. You know,
so like, it's absolutely my mentality.
Well, I like that mentality. I also want to say not everybody has that ability. I will acknowledge that, but at the same time, you play where you can with what you have. That's literally it. I mean, I don't know how many times when I was younger and my friends had a Super Nintendo and I had a Sega Genesis, and I was like, well, I want to play that. Well, we don't have it, so you can't get it. Better take your ass over his house and go play it. All right.
Yep. I mean, I did that all the time with my friend with the Dreamcast.
It was great. You know, this is the difference. We grew up in a different era where we actually played with our friends and went outside to go play for friends and went to their house to play for friends. And it's just, oh man, I
went to internet cafes. I went to cafes to play Counter-Strike and Diablo 2. I definitely was hitting the internet cafes. Like,
I did that with StarCraft.
Oh, shout out to the Red Dragon. That was a place that was dope.
Oh man, I'm trying to remember what I was about to say. See, I am old. No, it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. But you're right. All the sources, everybody who acted like they knew exactly what's going on, they need to stop. The problem is they have so much notoriety, and everybody's like, they know what they're talking about. They're an insider. Who made them an insider? Because they rep Xbox all day long, and all of a sudden they know everything, and it's like, Xbox can't be doing this. Oh my fucking god, dude! You need to relax. You need to relax. There's no way in hell Microsoft is gonna take this console that they said they are gonna support till it runs into the ground, and have said that they want to release another Xbox after this. They said this multiple times, but yet people forget that. And they went crazy. They went crazy. I'm waiting for all these videos for this week to go, Xbox is back, baby. It's like,
they never
left. Oh, those videos are definitely already on YouTube, if not going to be tomorrow.
What happened was you not using your brains.
But okay, I tinfoil hat time, right? We can't ignore the fact that this is the same company who's usually they're too far ahead. They're always a day early with too much money in their pocket. And look, Apple Pro is the new magic. Like, we weren't seeing that with the HoloLens years ago. And I've been waiting to play Minecraft on a magical table and be God playing with pixels. Like we see, like these are everything that is now, as in our day-to-day technology, whether it be the box that starts with an A, whether it be the way nobody wants to get up and do anything and wants everything delivered to them, or and wants everything interconnected. All of this was Xbox One and the Kinect. All of this. And they were just ahead of their time. And that's so going back to this, the idea of them kind of falling out right before it strikes gold is not it's not a foreign concept for Xbox or for Microsoft. See, that's the thing. And then you started seeing Nadella everywhere on screen. Phil wasn't saying nothing. I was like, oh crap, did they pull rank? Like, cause it's maybe Xbox wasn't tripping. Maybe Xbox wasn't gonna change. This tinfoil hat time. Look, but we can't forget who their parent company is and how they move. Got rid of the Microsoft phone, got the Windows phone, like they've just canned so many things that would fit perfectly in today's world because they were too early. There you go. Long story short. Wow.
We kind of had a conversation about that today in our Discord about how many things that Microsoft shit canned, and it was like they really do a lot. You just need to pay attention to what Microsoft actually does. But okay, now there was a lot of people saying that that Microsoft was going to go ahead and scrap Xbox, and I'm like, come on, guys. They just spent how much on Bethesda ZeniMax? They just spent how much on Activision Blizzard? You're not paying attention to what exactly is happening, and they are not going to scrap the Xbox. It's just like what they said in this meeting. So let's run through a lot of it because we're going off. So they talked about the four games. They talked about the 4 games. They did specify that Starfield and Indiana Jones is not part of this. But here's the problem now. They said that if these 4 games work out well, then there'll be more games that will come down the pipeline. Oh, so Indiana Jones and Starfield will be after that. They didn't say that.
Didn't say that. They just said they weren't off the table. But the thing is, their whole concept for this is going to be based on data and changes and how much sales actually they get from other systems. If, say, Hi-Fi Rush does extremely well on the Nintendo Switch and on PlayStation 5, they're going to be a lot more optimistic about, well, what if we do bring, say, Starfield over here? Maybe it'll sell a lot more, or maybe we'll get a lot more sales out of it. Because
the only issue I see with that is that they have to play 2 fields now.
Yeah.
You still need to keep people buying the Xbox. So you're still going to have some kind of exclusive stuff that you're just not going to move over. It just has to be that way.
The thing that they want to do for selling consoles, at least what they were basically saying, is that they want to use it as a Game Pass console. So everything that's in the Game Pass and on the Xbox ecosystem is going to be the reason to have an Xbox. The exclusives, even as Phil Spencer said in this thing, is going to be minuscule when it comes to platforms in the future. He said from 5 to 10 years, they're not going to matter. So
I wonder who's been saying that.
You will.
I wonder who's been saying that since the last 10 years.
Yeah. So,
will
they have exclusive on Xbox? Yes. The difference is I don't think they'll have full-on console exclusives. They're going to have first-party timed exclusives.
And let's be honest, right? As a consumer, because I like to think of things as a consumer first. When looking at all of this, if you're telling me by having an Xbox, a PS5, and a PC, right, that's a lot. I'm not saying everybody needs to live that way. I'm just saying that's what I currently am dealing with. If you're telling me by having an Xbox and paying for Game Pass that I'm going to get access to games that are going to be available in the other 2 systems at no extra cost, I'm winning. Like, right. That's not for what kid? Could you imagine having Game Pass as a kid? I got 5 games a year. Report cards, straight A report cards, Christmas, birthday.
I rented 5 games a year.
But of course, we lived at the rental, but
yeah.
You get your weekend, then Sunday night you're taking it back. But like I bought 5 games a year. Like that was a solid number. You're getting 5 new games added to the service a month.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And that's not even including the already like 400 games that's still on Game Pass with like 100 of those that'll never leave.
On top of the fact that games that are published by Microsoft will never leave the service.
Yep.
And that
so for like a single day
Diablo
or two for them to resort the
Diablo 4 is now
but otherwise, yeah, it's staying there.
So that means that's never leaving Game Pass. I'm not going to buy Diablo 4 for your birthday. Here's Game Pass.
It's cheaper.
You got to argue with the pricing though. That's just be honest there. You're paying $14 a month for a game, $15 what the hell is for Game Pass. So you got that, but you're getting more than just one game.
Yep.
So it offsets. If you think about that, it really does offset. But getting back to what they were talking about,
yes, the
whole multi-platform. I mean, it is being stated that they want to move. They said it, console, PC, mobile device, we're going to be everywhere.
Yep.
Now, I think a lot of the pushback on this has never been done before. This has never been done before. Microsoft is the first company, and I will say this, and I've said this before about them. The only reason the Game Pass came is because PlayStation was kicking their butts, and they were like, we need to figure out something. And Game Pass came, and Game Pass has been like, and then you got people going, well, Game Pass ain't nothing. Apparently it is. It's a big deal, and it's not going away.
No.
You may not like subscription services, but this is never going away.
Real quick, how is it that people can see Netflix and Amazon Prime and whatnot as successful, but have a hard time comprehending Game Pass being successful? I do. Oh, there's no bias. Xbox tax. What is that? And then nobody asks questions about PlayStation Plus in their catalog.
They complained about it in the beginning, and now it's like, okay, whatever.
No, but even through the complaints, nobody's ever said that PlayStation Plus is not sustainable. I've never heard that.
Oh, we'll get into that after the little
But
bit.
yeah, let me.
I got stuff to talk about PlayStation.
Shut up! I'm gonna shut up.
We got the 4 games, so we know they're coming eventually.
Yep.
Hardware is still a critical part of Microsoft, so
yep.
Looking forward to seeing whatever the new console is going to be. There was obviously a lot of people talking about on Twitter that all these stores are taking out their games and Xbox is taking their games out of stores. And it's like, well, no, that's not happening. So we don't know what that's about. So that's curious. Yeah, they're throwing the games in the trash and sending them back. Well, apparently they're not.
Yeah.
So there's that.
One of the quotes by Sarah Bond, I think, really establishes their thought process for this, where she said the old game industry was about making games to sell consoles. This new industry that Xbox is getting into now is making a console to help sell games. So they want to have a console that will have powerful games and have a powerful place to play these games. So you no longer is their vision seen as we need to make these games for people to sell the console. We want to make this the best console for people to sell games on.
And if you think about that, we're of age that we can actually agree to that. Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, Saturn, Dreamcast, GameCube. Those consoles were made so we can play these games. Now they just want to make the games say, here's the platform. We're making a shit ton of games for you. Go play on it. I mean, again, the whole platform where phones and tablets and that PC right there. We'll play everything now. We'll play everything now. It's I do have some concerns because again, I've been following Microsoft for a very long time, and they've said a lot of things in the past that they've walked back.
Yes.
Somebody brought that out today where they were like, Xbox games will not come out on PC day one.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at a lot of their messaging from like 2016 to 2017 when they were slowly migrating to the PC day one idea, they had to do a lot of different takes on why they are bringing games to PC. And one of the biggest ones that's been going around, especially nowadays, is how Phil Spencer was talking about how not every game that Xbox makes will be on PC day one until 2 years later when he said the exact opposite of that, where everything Xbox makes is going to be on PC day one.
Now, when that happened, I remember when they announced Play Anywhere, and I was like, yes, because you guys realize that the PC is a viable platform, and that more people, and they did, started to realize that, hey, we can sell games on the PC. And we've gotten to the point now where the fighting game community uses PCs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Before, they hated them. They would never touch them. They were like, they cost too much, they crash too much. And now, like, hey, look, we're running tournaments on a PC now.
Yeah.
Heck, there's
PC
places
gaming
they
has
run it
come
on
a
freaking
long way.
Steam decks.
Yes. Yes. PC gaming has come a long way. I'm glad to see that it has become, a lot of people are going to hate this, the second gaming platform on the planet, with the first being mobile
devices.
Mobile.
Mobile phones. The end of the
Yep.
industry is the mobile phone.
So it's a big change from what we knew when we were playing games when we were younger. But yeah, they've made a lot of, they cleared up a lot of stuff, but also doing some confusion as well. But all in all, I like what the message they were saying. I just want to see what they're pitching to us. I want them to be 100% on the ball about everything they said, and maybe going into the future, be more transparent with people. Like this announcement of an announcement. That was not.
Just wait 2 weeks for a fire to be put out.
We got to wait till June. No, so now when they were like, "Oh, guess I got this new, what is it? What's happening in June? Is it a show? A showcase? I'm like, whoa, March.
Got a while till then.
And we're gonna have people talking until June. People are gonna be talking into June, and it's gonna be like, can you just stop? Like even right now, people are still complaining. It's like you got the answer.
Yeah.
They didn't say they were going away. They didn't say they were scrapping the Xbox. The brand is still there. They didn't say 4 games were coming. They didn't tell you what 4 games were coming over to other platforms, but you got an idea what they were. You're not losing Halo. You're not losing Forza. You're not losing Gears of War.
I really wish people would have paid attention. It was back in February 2020 when Phil Spencer was in an interview and he was saying clear as day that our competition is Amazon and Google.
Yep.
When if he said that out of his own mouth, it wasn't speculative. He clear as day said that. And if you look at how Amazon and Google functions, that's what you can expect from Xbox, and that's what we're getting. And that I
want better because
Well,
you don't want Apple.
No, but for me, the better is still giving me the opportunity to go out and buy a console because that's just what I want. Like maybe I just want a console. Maybe I don't want to have to, I don't want to have to put a screwdriver to my console. Like I that's something I've never wanted to have to do, and I want to avoid at all costs. Because at that point, once you have to put a screwdriver, Sony, you're now dipping into PC territory, and it really is. Why didn't you just go buy a PC? Like you're using heat paste, like bro, come on, you're in PC territory.
I've always said take the Xbox OS and move it to Windows, and we call it a day. We done. So why didn't they just do that? Just give us that. They acknowledge that too.
Maybe they will.
They said that the ROG and other handheld PCs are something that they're focusing on, and we've been asking for this for quite some time now. So maybe they should finally give us that. My ROG hates Windows, and they would love a gamified version of Windows, so I can just start it up, use the touchscreen like it's meant to, instead of trying to get.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Gotta wait for the Armory to load up before the touchscreen is compatible.
Lord.
That's the one thing I love so much. Steam Deck. Turn it on. Here you go. Click. We good.
Turn it on. Wait for the boot.
We're gone. Not the ROG. I'm not going to pick on a ROG. So I love my ROG. It's not just a ROG. It's every handheld that runs.
The ROG Ally has amazing specs for the device it is, but Windows messes it up a lot.
Yes. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Nope.
Nothing you can do about it.
I was going to put SteamOS on it, but there's no way to get actual SteamOS. There's only fake SteamOS. And
you can use Halo. Halo OS. Just like Annie Neal does.
Don't recommend, by the way.
And they charge you for it. Enjoy.
Whoa.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
recommend it.
We're not going to get
good.
into that. Oh, that podcast, I was pretty heated about them. No, I was pissed off about that company. But end of the day, we had the podcast. Microsoft said what they had to say. The sky's not falling. People who broke their Xbox or traded in their Xbox or whatever, or morons, and I hope they go back and get another
Unless
one.
you
If
did
they
it
really
for a
enjoyed their platform.
PC. You should have done that from the get-go, though. Not because Xbox was
I would never recommend somebody to buy an Xbox PC over an Xbox, just because there's still things you can't do on a PC that you do on your Xbox, like backwards compatibility games.
Yeah, but you can
Now once that happens, it's over.
compatibility games.
Once that happens, it's over. Let me play Xbox One games on the original Xbox games. Let me play those games on my PC.
Yeah.
Let me play Xbox 360 games on my PC.
Give me Lost Odyssey on the PC, please. No.
Which still looks
Right?
good.
Yes, it does. I recommend.
Let me get those games, and I'm happy. I'm happy.
Man.
But all in all, I thought it was a good podcast. I kind of wanted some more answers, but
It
they
was
said what
very
they needed to
business oriented.
Yes.
What
Yes.
more?
Better and worse.
What more were you expecting, or would
I
you have
wanted-
liked to have heard?
Deal
would've
with the
liked to
physical
hear-
game rumors first off. Those are
Yes.
still in the fire.
Yes. I wanted that. I wanted maybe some more information about games that we have not heard a little about, like Fable. What's up with Fable? Is it still in development? Did you guys can it? What's up? I wanted more information in regards to their hardware. Like 100%, we are having a new Xbox.
Yes.
We're not doing a handheld or something like that, because Xbox working on a handheld. Like, there is no reason for Xbox to work on a handheld when there's the ROG Ally and the Legion Go and the new the MSI
The
Claw.
claw, yep.
There is no reason for Xbox to do a handheld. There's none.
No.
Or just put it to Windows. It's Windows. It's literally Xbox right there. We don't need it. But rumors, Nintendo Switch Pro, we gotta have it. And maybe some more clarification on we're not doing anything with our Xbox Game Pass. Unlike the rumors that we were hearing, Microsoft Game Pass,
The
even
Microsoft Game Pass, Xbox is gonna leave permanently.
like we didn't do that. That was somebody else making a mistake.
Oh
That
yeah,
wasn't
they
us.
didn't address that at all.
No,
Because it
they
wasn't
didn't.
them. It was GameStop. They screwed up.
Yeah, GameStop and EA both had a lot of typos when it came to Game Pass stuff, and people just ran with it.
Ooh-wee.
Oh my god, that one website went with it, and it was like getting hits out the yin yang, and everybody's
Yes.
like, and it's like, no, it's wrong. It's totally wrong. That's not what it. You know what? Whatever. Keep running with that. You good? So
They
yeah.
don't do things for sensical reasons. They do it because people click on the button.
SEO. SEO.
Sometimes I regret being one of the good ones out there instead of just.
You want to do a whole article on all the Xbox rumors?
I want
Start a
to
new
argue
rumor.
about Xbox, right? But it's not about the rumors, about the fan base and how it needs to chill the hell out.
Yeah, that's fair.
I will say that I was worried that there was going to be a big shift. I was worried that the Game Pass was either gonna lighten up, like the whole. It was too many sources. When I say sources, I'm talking about the folks that are often quoted. It was too many of them all agreeing with each other, and it was the weirdest thing. And I was like, "This is gonna happen." Like it was just so. But then to find out that it was all stemmed from a high fry rush.
Yeah. So
Like,
whenever rumors spark out, I just want to reiterate: look for why they get sourced and why they spread. Look at the sources, because
That's
that
funny.
will always give you the answer of
Try to
is
be
this
logical.
being real or is this just being blown way out of proportion?
Exactly.
95% of the time, it is way blown out of proportion.
That is
One person did it. It's just like what was it? The rumor, the leak, the fake Valve VR, and everybody's asking about what
the
is this?
Prism, yeah.
And it's like, no, somebody made that up, guys. It's a fake. Everybody's running with it. It's like,
Look at the copyright.
Did you?
Oh my
I was like, did you
God.
check the website? Right? And I looked up the domain name and everything was like redacted.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
that's not Valve. Who
No.
did this? But that's the thing. People see something, they run with it. They don't want to check any kind of credibility. Don't check any kind of sources. And then the insiders take something, they run with it. And then when you try to dispute them, they go, I know what I'm talking about. And this right here is a prime example of why you should not believe your insiders, because they don't know everything. Who said you were an insider? Just because you heard one thing, you got one thing right because you used your brain, because you looked at the trends, that does not make you an insider.
No.
It just made you a good guesser. Stop
Another
it,
thing
please.
too to note about like insider rumors and stuff is sometimes they do hear things, but the problem is it's not usually always going to be this is how it is. It's usually they'll hear some goings on in a company. So like for instance, this one could have had different developers and people having questions based on what was known as an internal conflict in Microsoft, where they were debating on having specific games going multi-platform. There were insiders who had those as a resource, and I do think that was something that was being discussed after the Activision Blizzard deal, because there was a lot of discussions that had to have happened for that. So having those discussions makes sense. Having those be blown in proportion of Xbox is going multi-platform permanently is a humongous leap of logic.
And that right there, that logic right there, it's like, they took over a company that traditionally released multi-platform games. Don't you still think they're going to do that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, it's going to continue to happen, guys. Just because Microsoft Xbox owns them, you're still getting Call of Duty on PlayStation. What part of this don't you understand? You're still going to get Diablo 4 on PlayStation. You're still going to get that.
I just look as somebody who spends most of their time. Well, now it's been PC, especially because
Isn't that funny how it grabs you? You get it, and it's like, come back to me and just keep playing.
And then you know what's so wild? How many like 10+ year old games I'm playing, but just it's crazy that you got Call of Duty. Like you have all of these games that are in Game Pass. Well, I'm losing my point. Game Pass. What was I saying? Whatever. Long story short, Game Pass is awesome.
Yes.
I love it. It's. I mean, there you go. That's the point I was making. As long as whatever game goes out, if I get it at no extra cost as a Game Pass Ultimate member, as somebody who's subscribed to it, I am happy as a consumer. Just don't take away things. Add things. Like
keep making controllers, please.
Oh God, right? God.
You just need to have another storage shed for them.
No, but seriously, like that's my whole get down as a consumer, because I feel like a lot of the times a lot of folks in the space forget that we buy stuff. That's what we're here to do, is buy and enjoy these things, or at least buy and interact with them. Whether you enjoy it or not is
sometimes we enjoy it, yeah.
So as a consumer, just keep Game Pass, keep adding to it. Like, I mean, I got free Crunchyroll from Game Pass before I did PlayStation. Go figure. And Sony owns Crunchyroll.
Yeah, that's another topic.
That's how you know Sony and Microsoft are actually on good terms.
Right? Like,
no matter what you see from the Xbox and PlayStation fightings.
I got 90 days free of Crunchyroll, and that's owned by Sony. And
end of the day, it's like this. They don't care because they making money off of you, and they'll be like, let's go out to dinner. All right, we got to put on this front. We got to act like who's the heel this time around. Make everybody mad. But at the end of the day, we doing the same thing. We getting their wallets.
Yep.
That is it, people. They're getting your money. And they don't care.
In a society where money is king.
Exactly. Yeah. All this is a front. All this is a front at the end of the day. Because as you see, we are slowly moving up to a different place. The walled gardens, the walls in the walled garden are getting lower and lower and lower. Unless you're Nintendo.
Yeah, you can do what you want.
Then you just stay in your corner and
Like
it's
we,
alternate
make so
dimension.
much more profit than the industry itself.
you know what you'll do? You'll just emulate Nintendo games. All right, see Nintendo, we still got you. We'll buy your game and then we'll play it on our PC. Good luck.
God, man, they really can do whatever they want, and they'll never be stopped. And then the moment they get stopped, they'll just like come out with TV shows for all of their IPs.
Do you know back Mario Brothers, everybody?
No lie, if they really like just hit dire straits for some weird reason, they could seriously just launch a whole TV network, like a whole network, and it could be poorly animated. It could be like little stick figures, like it could be Muppet style, and it would do numbers like
and we
that.
still won't get an F-Zero game from them.
Oh,
had to bring it up, but that switches up. Let's talk about PlayStation, because they had some interesting news come out this week as well. So they had it was their 2003 fiscal call. And there was a lot of information come out from that camp. A lot of it that we already knew, but a lot of it we didn't know. So first was the amount of PlayStation 5s they were shooting for. They did not hit that number, and they are very depressed about that. And it's kind of funny that we didn't hit the numbers for the number of PlayStations that we wanted for one reason or another. We had this conversation again amongst ourselves about it doesn't make a difference why you didn't hit those numbers. At the end of the day, you still didn't hit those numbers. So what are you going to do about that? So now I forget the gentleman's name. What was the chairman who was stepping in for Jim Ryan? I forgot his name. Probably can't pronounce his name either. I'm pretty terrible at those names. But basically, he was talking about the PlayStation plan and how they don't think the brand's living up to its potential, and that he wants to possibly change things. And of course, one of them was live service games, and also the games day one on another brand, such as the computer, which didn't sit right for people. Because then we had a whole bunch of people going, that's never going to happen. PlayStation's never going to bring their games on PC same day. This is what they said in the past. And I was like, no, this is what Jim Ryan said in the past, my dude. Jim Ryan, the same guy who said he doesn't understand why people want to play old games. And then we got remasters, The Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2. How's that go?
Not even 10-year-old games.
Ironically, they sold well.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, as much as I don't like that strategy, it is a strategy that works.
Yeah.
But it's just walking back. We're never going to do this. We're never going to do that. We're never going to put our games on PC day one. And then people are like, they're never going to do that. They're never going to do that. And I'm like, did you not just see Helldivers 2, buddy?
Yeah, so I definitely think that Helldivers 2 helps out with that strategy because it did fantastic.
It just came out on PC and PlayStation 5 same day, my dudes. And it did extremely well.
Yeah, the numbers say that it sold around 50-50 on both, so it didn't really hurt sales on either platform, oddly enough.
So that puts holes in everybody's debate that putting PlayStation 5 games on the PC devalues the brand. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It adds to the brand. You can't get a PlayStation 5, but you got a PC that's just as powerful or viable. I think it also runs well on the Steam Deck too. So you have a Steam Deck. You want to play it. You can play it and play it well and play with your friends because it's crossplay.
Yeah.
And guess what? PlayStation got your money. It added to the value of the PlayStation brand.
Ta-da!
How is that devaluing?
I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
So now you got so we went from having the Xbox fanboys and loyalists getting mad to the PlayStation people getting mad, saying this shouldn't be a thing. This shouldn't be a thing. And I'm like, guys, but I've been writing and talking about this for like 4 years now that this needs to happen. There is money on the table when it comes to PC gaming. And I'm not going to say it because I like PC gaming more than I like console gaming now. It's just, it makes sense. All these companies are moving towards the PC because they say, hey, look, if we can sell a game on the PlayStation or Xbox to make these people double dip, that's extra money.
Could you imagine if like movies acted this way? I mean, they kind of do in the streaming space, but in terms of like movie theaters, like I feel like we're all old enough to enjoy movie theaters. Had enjoyed
Never.
movie theaters in the past.
You
But
can't
could you,
enjoy AMC movie theaters because it's not this brand.
no, but could you like really? And if they function the same way, music kind of tried it. You know, there's a couple albums you can't listen to on this service and that service, but
the music whole streaming industry is a whole other ball game.
Yeah, it's the music and the movies. It's because it's licensing and all this weird stuff.
But at the same time, for the most part, if you want to find something you're gonna find it. I couldn't imagine why is console gamers? If you had a PC, this would all be so weird to you. I promise.
If you think it's too expensive, just get yourself a Steam Deck.
I mean, we can just say it. You know, you got a Steam Deck, which gives you the ability to emulate PlayStation 1, 2, some 3, Nintendo Switch, Wii, GameCube. So many consoles of older years that you can just emulate on there. And I'm not saying go download ROMs. I'm like, if you own these games, you can rip them.
Yeah, ripping isn't very hard, by the way. No,
no, it's not. And just play them on your Steam Deck or your PC. You're walking around with a ROG Ally with countless games on there. And I could talk about that and say emulation because I'm not telling you where to get the stuff. I'm just talking about it. So
nobody's saying to sell the 7Cs or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I still have one of my USB hard drives, right? Ripped all my PSP UMDs so I could play it on my Vita.
See, this is freaking crazy, man. It's gaming, it doesn't stop it's not like the games are not going to be on your platform.
No,
like that is, but you know, brand. Everybody wants their brand to be the best.
Yeah, and if anything is like the go for, at least from what we've seen of like Xbox releases, they still put the focus on consoles. It usually takes at least like a week or two before it actually is optimized on PC once it releases. And odds are that might be the same case for if PlayStation does start doing more day one patches or day one releases with PC and PlayStation. They will put so much more energy on making it be a set gold standard on PlayStation, and then on PC, because there's so many other different optimizations you have to account for, there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some problems. But that's fine, because if you get PC patches, it takes like an hour to get things actually launched on like Steam, because Steam is so easy to just launch your updates on. PlayStation and Xbox takes like weeks before they decide, this is good enough.
Yeah.
This is why I leave my PC on. So if there's ever an update, just automatically download the update. Same thing with my Steam Deck. Just leave it right there. And if there's an update, it's just, hey, I updated while you were asleep. Thanks. Yep. Good job. Which is great, because there are a lot of people out there who are still thinking that PC gaming, I'm not sure how we moved to this, but PC gaming is the devil, and that you got to install drivers and this and that and this. I'm like, no, that's not how that works anymore. What are you talking about? You don't have to do that anymore. The most you have to do is install your video driver. I mean, and that's it. I mean, maybe you might run into an issue, but 95, and I'm pulling arbitrary numbers out of the sky, 95% of the games will run fine.
That man.
They're automatically update, so there's nothing you have to worry about. The only problem you have to worry about, though, is if there's a bad, all right, we made a mistake with this game, there's an update coming in 2 weeks. Well, that's not the PC's fault. It's the developer's fault.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And odds are it's not going to take that long for them to update it. So that's another thing, too, with the PC day one launch type schedules. We don't have to worry about it that much. I mean, the only thing you can say it worries is like it won't be a console seller because it'll be on PC, but at the same time, consoles, if you go back to the Xbox thing, games aren't necessarily selling consoles anymore. Your console,
I'm trying to find that other information on PlayStation. So I'm not ignoring you. I'm trying to find that PlayStation call here.
Well, no, what stood out to me was the whole thing that we're not going to get any mainline Sony games until 2025.
Yeah, new existing major franchise games. Yeah.
And maybe that could lean into the PC thing. Like maybe they're getting ready for that. Like, hey, we're gonna hit the ground running. Nobody. Of course, that hasn't been said.
Can you
but
imagine?
It's just me.
Can you imagine if a game came out day one with PlayStation 5 and PC, and it sold better on the PC?
Oh, they would shit bricks. I'm sorry, I didn't know if I could cuss. I'm so sorry.
No,
okay.
Don't worry, we have bleepers if you need those.
Hey,
could you imagine
wrap themselves
if they came out with a PlayStation 5 game? And I'm not being a PlayStation bias fanboy stuff here.
Death Stranding 2 is going to sell better on PC.
For everybody who's listening, imagine if they came out and they optimized the game on PC.
Bloodborne.
We're never getting that. But they actually put it in the work. It's not a generic port. We're getting, ultra wide support, uncapped frames, everything.
Heresy. No, I'm sorry.
The whole 9 yards.
So you're saying Nick's in charge?
Whoever did. I mean, whoever worked with Arrowhead Studios?
Arrowhead Studios, yes.
With Helldivers 2. Amazing job on the PC, guys. You guys knocked it out of the freaking park.
Yeah, the only issues for Helldivers 2 was the server issues, and that's because they didn't think it was going to sell as well as it did.
Okay, so let me tell you guys, I went on a quest to get my physical copy because I want I've always
one of them.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm definitely one of them.
I am one of them too. Don't worry.
No, and you know what's funny? I've always felt that Switch games, especially if it's something I'm waiting on, I'm getting the cartridge. Like
I hate cartridges. Oh my god, my son has lost so many of those cartridges in his house. It's like,
that's a whole other problem.
That's a whole nother issue. But then for me, it's a long-term value thing. Like these things hold value. Like it's crazy how much a $40 game will be worth in a year. Not like I'm selling them, because I'm definitely not selling them. But it just, the idea that you're sitting on a literal gold mine of something you were going to just play anyway. They just hold so much value. It's ridiculous. The Nintendo.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I know. $200 on a copy of Outrun. Get the fuck out of here.
Bro. But no, I also feel that way about PlayStation 5 for some reason. Like I just feel like buying the disc is just that much better. And then I have the disc drive on my PS5, so I'm going to use it. And then the games are always cheaper, usually.
Yeah. It's good. It's easy to find cheaper physical media, especially like within the 2-month period.
Yes, especially with Ubisoft. My God, never buy an Ubisoft game for day one.
Never buy it day
never
one.
Buy it. Just wait a week, bro. Just wait a weekend. It'll drop $20, I swear. Like, that's the only company I know who will come out swinging with a $40 banger. Like, they're like $39.99. Put it out there. You guys got it. Like, but Helldivers, I legit, in my area, I'm in Southern California, and I had a very hard time finding Helldivers 2. A very hard time. It was absolutely ridiculous. I had to hit up different stores. I called Target, and the guy was like, I sold my last one yesterday. No. I went as bad as to go to Target to get a game. And that, I feel like that's low. Outside of Black Friday, shopping for a game at Target, in my opinion, is just not a good thing. And lo and behold, you know who was there for me? The big box Walmart. Out of all places.
Walmart in decades.
Let me tell you, it was a foreign experience, right? So I walked in, it's 6 a.m. I'm supposed to be heading to work. I was like, let me just go try Walmart. Hit the right instead of the left. I went into the Walmart. They were still rolling out stuff, pallets of things. I hit to the electronics. They're putting the cash in the cash registers. I'm like, wow, people use that stuff still. And then I head over to the little glass because, of course, everything's sealed for our safety. And I go and I look, and there's 2 copies of Helldivers 2. 2. Now, I wish I would have took a picture because it was sad. That case definitely had alopecia of gaming. And it was all, there was like a game here, Mirage there, like a Call of Duty from like 2 Call of Duties ago at the bottom. Like it was super sporadic. Nothing made any sense. But they had 2 copies of Helldivers too, and I bought it. I bought one at least, and poor guy. There's definitely somebody else out there who grabbed it. But yeah, what happened? Is our physical media done? I said all that to ask that. Like, is it done? What?
It's not done yet.
I just pre-ordered Unicorn Overlord.
Nice.
The collector's edition physical. I did it. So,
it's physical is not dead. And some people were probably saying it's hanging on by a thread. No, it's not. Physical will be here for. It'll be here for at least another 2 generations. It's fine. It's not going anywhere.
So one thing I do want to bring up for the physical things, like Unicorn Overlord's a good example, but a lot of like the Indian AA title type games, they get most of their money from physical releases because of collector's editions and because of the things that are added on top of it. So having physical media is a good thing for indie companies because the disc itself, especially when you add on like the other merchandise. As someone who buys basically everything Neptunia related because they have a lot of good like collector stuff, that's where they get a lot of their money is from the first like 2 weeks of collectors and limited edition sales. So as long as you have a good indie company with good publishing like NIS America, like Idea Factory, you will have people who always have physical
This
media.
guy is savage.
Yes.
we need to have a return of working designs. There we go. Working designs will save us.
Yes.
And you know what? And a point that I always bring up, and I think I've talked to you about it, Keith, is the fact that internet is still crappy around the world, especially in the US.
Well, I won't say around the world.
Well,
but
in the US for sure.
US is crap. There are other countries out there with better internet. There are third world countries with better internet than the United States of America. It's like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. We've got places out here still running DSL.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People going to libraries to update their console because the library has a steady better internet. Yeah, very.
They don't have corrupted downloads.
we got companies trying to push internet over coax.
Ooh. Hey, I barely got fiber optics like last year or 2 years ago. Like it was funny. It was like Santa Claus coming to town, dude. Like the truck came in. They were trying to knock it on people's doors, going to people's backyards, because of course we still got big ass telephone poles, and they're all running wires through. And I was like, "What is this?" And then the little AT&T dude came up with his clipboard, and I was like, "What's going on, sir?" He was like, "We're here," and I was like, "Sign me up, gig up, gig down, let's do it."
You know how you get like 1 to 2 megabytes? What if I get you 1 gigabit?
And he was like, "You can have it for." We'll give it to, and they will give you HBO Max. At the time, it was HBO Max.
Yeah.
And I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah." I was like, "Sign me up. Get Spectrum out of here."
Well, what's also bad about that is when you think you're buying a physical media game and you go home and it's like there's a code inside of there instead. And you got to download the entire game.
Yeah, screw you, Spider-Man. No.
Starfield Collector's Edition.
You're not getting no disc. This is the code. Get the download.
What is it with first-party companies and not giving you a disc anymore?
Bro,
we gotta leave it to Nintendo and third party.
Jesus Christ, don't.
It's that whole physical media thing, man. It does it. But I found that quote from PlayStation, so I was actually looking for it. So I personally think there are opportunities out there for improvement of margin. So I would like to go aggressive on improving our margin performance. In the past, we wanted to popularize consoles. Our first-party title's main purpose was to make the console popular. This is true, but there's a synergy to it as well. If you have strong first-party content, not only on our console, but other platforms like computers, a first-party game can be grown with multi-platform, and that can help operating profit to improve. So there's one thing we want to proactively work on. He literally said he wants to do it.
We want to aggressively go towards PC. So that I will say that that's also vague kind of corporate speak because there is no specifics, but that's kind of how everything goes if you look at most like fiscal reports. is they will always have this big corporate speak of this is what we're working on, this is what's going to be improved, this is what it's going to be like. I will admit that I do think that they are going to actually probably integrate a little more to PC, especially seeing the success of Helldivers 2. Does that mean day and date right now? No. Does that mean it in the future? Possibly.
And to add to that, even if it wasn't same day, like look how good Spider-Man Remastered, Spider-Man 2 Remastered, Spider-Man Miles Morales did on the PC. Not to shift this to a PC conversation, but it does have its place where PlayStation games are shown to be doing well on PC. Even Days Gone did well on PC.
Yes,
despite people hating that game, it did
Days
well on
Gone
PC.
probably did better on PC than PS4. And that's probably also because it ran better on PC than PS4.
Yeah, it did.
It ran like crap on PS4. People didn't know that game could actually run until they got a Pro.
Man. Jet engine. No.
I hate that thing when it took off. Oh my god! I gotta think
Days
about
Gone was
loud
not for the
noises.
game; it was for the platform it was on.
There were times where I had a Pro and I would not play the Pro. This thing is too damn loud. I can't do this. No.
Oh God, Lord, help that bad. Oh man.
But the thing, the conversation here is we Xbox. We want the PlayStation. They're both talking about putting games on different platforms. Xbox is trying to go everywhere. PlayStation is realizing that the PC is a viable platform. End of the day, everybody more than likely is getting what they want. More so PC gamers than everybody else.
More reasons to get a Steam Deck. No,
there's no reason out there to be getting pissy and acting like a man child. And it's kind of funny that I've seen more guys get mad than the females.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the big deal? I mean, you can still play your games on Xbox, right?
Their entire personality. And if it's doing something they don't like, even if it's actually a good thing, they will hate it for some miraculous reason because it's not the direction they think it's supposed to go, because clearly all these guys are master analysis.
And we're all in the boardroom.
Yes.
Yeah, we know.
They have so many inside sources that we don't even know.
I own a partial share of Microsoft, so I know what's best.
I mean, if I owned a share of Microsoft, I would not be on Twitter. I'd be lounging somewhere. Jeez.
Go get you a fractal. You could do it. No, but but no, I just it's weird how value is not valued. Like if Game Pass cost $100 a month, it would be a premium service.
Holy
and
shit.
I said that out loud, huh?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I will say, if it does do that a month, I don't think I'm going to pay for it.
But crazy enough, like there's people out there who would love that, would be the marker that it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what's that whole thing? You know, let the ponies pay. Like they want to pay more, let them pay more. I don't know. As a consumer, if you're telling me for $140 a year, I'm gonna get access to everything you release that I was gonna buy anyway, that I was gonna stop playing after a year or less because only like 30% of people finish games.
Yeah.
Like people don't finish games. So why not make it a service that you can just get? And I don't know. Long story short, I buy physical media, but yet I'm still in PlayStation Plus and Game Pass and Humble Bundle, because Humble Bundle be throwing some good stuff out there. Now ask me,
I'm in that exact same boat.
Yeah, no, and it's like I actually get happy when I look at my when I get that email and I'm like, hell yeah.
I always wait
Let
till
me
the
ask you
end
this.
of the month.
You play for PlayStation. You play for PlayStation Plus, right? But why do you pay for it?
Because I refuse to lose. If I'm being honest here, Keith, I'm in a bit of a pickle. It's really, I just don't want to miss out, and I would hate for that 1 month for me to miss to be something that would have made that whole year of value. Like that, as stupid as it sounds, like Humble Bundle got me back with XCOM 2. Because XCOM 2 launched, and not even a month after it launched, I want to say it was within a month, it was in Humble Bundle. And I was like, oh, I was going to buy this damn game anyway.
That means you're also on the legacy path of Humble Bundle.
20% off, baby.
Yeah.
But and then you just had me ever since, because then it'd be every other month. It might be a big title that made the whole year worth it. Like that's seriously how it goes. So when I look at Game Pass, it's easy for me because of the way I jump around games. Keith, if you see me on my Discord, I'm playing 1.5 million different random ass games. Not anymore, because Valorant's kind of ruined my life. But I'm happy with the horrible path that I've gone down. But it just these are good services for me. I get to play weird ass games like Ark of the Lad 2 on PlayStation Plus, and then I ran through a Street Fighter Puzzle Fighter. Like just random shit that it would be 1.5 million for me to go and play. I just got access to it. And then I don't feel like I'm wasting my money, because Lord knows I would have bought that many games anyway to equal the monthly payment. I would have bought them. I've saved money by doing these services. Let's just say that. Long story short.
See, the problem with all these services is that they just have so many things that you want, and that's the thing. It doesn't make a difference what it is. Like Amazon. I got Amazon because I get Amazon Video, Prime Video. I get access to free shipping. So I can't live.
I'll wear that bad boy out.
I can't live without that.
Make sure to complain if you don't get your shipping, because they'll give you the credit. You'll get your $10 for that month.
I got PlayStation Plus because I gotta use PlayStation Plus, because if I don't have PlayStation Plus, I can't play online.
Yeah.
You don't get your free games? You didn't get Tina's Tiny Adventure this month?
I got that on PC.
I do got that through Humble Bundle. Now that you bring it up.
I do have it on Humble Bundle,
and
too.
then I think Epic gave it to us too for some reason.
Yes. I have it on like 4 storefronts, baby.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
I got like 2 copies of Tiny Tina, because after I actually bought the game, I ended up going to GameStop one day, and they had the Tiny Tina's what was it with the unicorn? What is the unicorn's name?
I got you. I know what you're talking about. But
so I bought that, and I was like, oh hell, I want that unicorn. So like,
and speaking on that, right? People who talk mess about Game Pass, they fail to acknowledge that most of the games on Game Pass are on PlayStation Plus. And then if they're not on Game Pass, they will be after PlayStation Plus is done with it, and then they do this weird swap.
They swap it around a lot. Like
PlayStation Plus is like, games coming this month.
I think that's my favorite thing. It's like the Yakuza series is leaving Game Pass, PlayStation Plus. We got the Yakuza series coming.
Yeah. And I'm like, bro, this is the same thing. And then all the big games are on both consoles because they were out before the Bethesda deals and all that went through. And it's like, Skyrim, you want to play it on PlayStation? It's in the collection. Like,
we're in a good time that we get access to pretty much everything. There's no reason for people to be complaining and going on the way that they have. But that's that sense of entitlement and acting like they know better than everybody else. That's pretty much what it is.
Kid
they don't. The only brand that exists is the one that they value the most, which is really dumb. Because meanwhile, the Nintendo guys are like,
"What are y'all talking about?
We
just got new cardboard. That was real. That happened. They sold us cardboard,
and I laughed.
People bought it.
I didn't buy it. I was laughing my ass off. I was like, I want cardboard. I'll get a pizza box.
It was real. There were strings in it. Like, it was, bro. And they got away with it. And nobody shunned them. That was worse than horse armor. Like, that I think that was the ultimate test to see what Nintendo could get away with.
That didn't last very long either.
Well, I think it's simply because they just stopped selling it. Like it,
Yeah.
I literally think it was they had extra
You can make
cardboard
a
from
you can make a piano out of it. So it's like, what? Why?
why?
With
Well,
that?
what?
Then
And
you
they
can play
did
the piano on the Switch.
on the Switch. And they did it, and it happened. And this is the same people who put out a Mario game and then pulled it away. Like,
Yeah.
like what? How do you release a game, charge for it? But this is why I hate when people are like, well, what about Nintendo? I'm like, bro, please don't even mention Nintendo. Nintendo sold us cardboard boxes and it sold well.
People bought it.
People bought it. Like
Nintendo made people go
pre-ordered
blind,
cardboard.
and people bought it. The Virgin Boy, you ruined so many people's eyesight with that damn thing, and people bought it.
Freaking
Look at me.
Luckily, not a lot of people bought the Virtual Boy.
God, but no, it just they operate on a whole nother plane of existence. So much so that as weird and as sometimes scummy as they could be, they haven't cashed in on GameCube. Like why haven't you cashed in on that and brought all those games out? You could easily, bro, they could resell the RE4 right now. Right. Do nothing but port it. Do nothing but port it. Do not change a thing. Make it to where you have to go buy that external GameCube controller to run it.
Get the chainsaw.
Resell the chainsaw.
Oh man, I'd buy the chainsaw.
See?
Yeah.
I was gonna say people would buy that chainsaw
I would buy
again.
that.
That's already on the really high price thing.
I would buy the chainsaw. I would. Oh, do you think we're gonna get a PlayStation 5 version of the Sea of Thieves controller?
That would be cool.
I would buy. I'm not missing that one. If that happens, I'm buying it. I missed the Sea of Thieves controller. For Xbox, but if they do one for that would actually be a.
If Xbox makes any PlayStation controller, I'm buying it just for the
That's an interesting question because PlayStation don't really make really good.
They don't really make controllers at all.
Yeah.
So the only ones they generally do it for specifically for their first party, like Spider-Man or God of War. And even then they do kind of I wouldn't say the bare minimum because they do look okay.
But they're
not like super. They're not like Xbox's high def kind of thing.
No,
but to be fair, Xbox puts so many controllers out there that they have a lot of hits and misses. Yeah. PlayStation doesn't do that at all. They do 1 to 2, and they're like, okay, there you go. If you like it, you like it. If not, well, we still have the original.
I feel like people force bought that LeBron James one because that was not a good looking controller. But it sold out. No, it went on sale. That's what happened. It went on sale and then it sold out.
That controller was hideous.
Out. Yeah. No, the only one that I got for PlayStation was the Spider-Man one.
I got that. The DualSense. I had to pick up. I was like, I'm not.
That one. I mean, that I wouldn't say it's the best thing ever, but it does look really cool.
But could you imagine? I'm telling you, once again, folks, we do not know.
We aren't insiders. We have no information on this.
It's just safe to assume.
But if any insiders are listening and have any pull, Sea of Thieves controller, please.
Because I'd buy it. I'd buy it. I'm not
if
even gonna
not that, maybe even a Hi-Fi Rush controller.
That would be pretty cool.
Did they make one for Xbox?
I don't think so.
Mm-mm.
No.
But they also don't have a physical game for Hi-Fi Rush, which they may be doing.
True.
For Switch and PlayStation.
First off, for these indie games, are the smaller titles, like you said earlier, Scott, they need to go ahead and do physical because people will buy it.
Yes.
El Paso Elsewhere. Shout out to Zalavir. I thought that was I watched that trailer religiously because it's just beautiful. But the game is fun too. They came out with they're coming out with an LP and I bought it. I don't even have a record player. I'd have to go to my mom's house to use the record player, but I have the Scott Pilgrim record, the Amanaguchi. I said it wrong, but they got me. I have my Cowboy Bebop. I got my MF Doom, and then I'm gonna have my my El Paso Elsewhere because those.
It sounds like you need a record player.
No, because then I'm gonna open it. and then my kids are gonna get
Then
involved,
the
and then my
novelty
needle.
wears off. Huh? No,
But no, not just that. But then my kids are gonna ruin the needle, and it's
oh,
just
yep. Okay.
I'd have to fight somebody, and CPS is not okay with that.
So
It just no.
You need a secret room.
Yeah, a lair.
Yes.
Secret rooms don't work because they come in your room anyway.
Apparently, it's
Daddy,
not secret
come in
enough.
your room. What are you doing in here? I mean, just
Why
watching
are you
TV.
here? Go away!
Like, this is my room. Why are you in my room? I
Get
just
out
want to be near you, Daddy. No.
No, go
That's no
away,
point in
Dad.
you
What
being
game
down
is
here.
this? Okay. Speaking of cool parent moment, and then I'm gonna stop. This is how you know I'm a dad. We start talking about kids. So I was playing Once Human, and my oldest walked up. She's 7, and she was like, "Oh, Dad, what game is this?" And I went into depth. Like, oh, humanity and the survival, and you gotta harvest your resources and craft. And she was like, "Oh, so it's like Minecraft." And I was like,
And she broke it down. He's like, it's like this game.
I was like,
Never play this again.
I was like, yeah. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's cool," and then like walked away, and I was like, oh, my wings, all the wind out the sails. I got like, wow, man, she hit me
I'm
over
still
the head.
good. I'm
Yeah.
still good. My kids don't like Souls like, so
Oh,
I'm good.
There you
Yeah.
go.
yeah, because it's crushing. No, if they, could you imagine like your kid walking up like, Dark Souls 3 is just way better than all the other ones. Like it just.
Well, I'd be like, all right, I agree with you. You're right. Dark Souls 3 is the best. You're right. It is.
What?
But can you play
see,
it?
yeah, that man. God. And now I'm thinking about the meat grinder. Dark Souls 2. Nope.
Which
nope,
one?
we're not doing that. Dark Souls 2, the meat grinder.
I'm about to play that. I'm about to start that up again. I was like, I haven't played this game in God
Get
knows
to the
how long.
gulch. Get to the gulch. Oh God.
I saw somebody else saying they were playing it on Twitter. I was like, yeah, I need to go replay that game. I might just stream. Like, all right, there we go. Count how many times I die in this game.
The troll's gonna sit on you. Dude,
I don't even go after that. I don't even go after that. I go right past it. Oh, that ain't worth it.
What? You gonna talk to the old ladies and get your
talk to the old ladies, then you kill them.
See, I never thought to kill them.
Yeah, you kill them.
What do you get?
I forget what you get, but it's good stuff.
Why have I never killed old ladies?
Whatever it is, you go up in the chest upstairs. I think
there's a chest upstairs.
What? There's a chest upstairs.
Sounds
I
like
just
you're
break your
not the
mind.
only one replaying this. Not this.
I don't want to play this game. But no. Okay. Let me. It is crazy.
Yeah, if you kill the ladies, you get a couple of the human effigies. So.
Oh, so you're just killing them just to keep from being jerky, man?
Yeah.
Wow, you're a dark person.
But it has a chest.
Yeah, but it has a chest
upstairs.
But out of all the years I've been playing that game, as many times as I restarted, because of course I get to like the Black Gulch. Do you know that butcher dude who's in the poison area? I beat him one time in all the years I've been playing that game. I've beat him
the swampy area with the rats and whatnot downstairs.
Oh, the rat with the rat authority. Yeah, I joined them. I'm cool with
the
him.
Butcher. You're talking about the butcher that's downstairs where you free the magic guy.
Yeah, where you get the bonfires up to the right, like on that little cliff, like in the what is it? Yeah,
I need to play.
But
so,
you know,
be like, so Keith, why aren't you playing Helldivers too?
No, but can we talk about the level of trauma that I gotta write about that? It has to be trauma, bro. Like the same way I will have a random nightmare that I'm late for a class that I haven't had in 10 years in college is the same way I could almost pinpoint when something traumatic is gonna happen in a game that I haven't played in years. Like, why do I still remember that what was it in Dark Souls when you're going up and then the boulders coming down and then you got the you got the crossbowmen at the end of the hallway shooting at you, and you got to go weave until you can get to them. Why do I remember this?
No. The worst one is when you were at the what is that castle's name? You're walking on the ledges, the rafters, while you got the knights with the arrows shooting at you, and you're trying to get across the ledge, and they're just shooting at you. And of course, if they hit you once, you fall. And then when you get to the top, you get to the end of the ledge, there's a black knight, and I was like,
why?
Why is he there?
Why? And it's just like these moments are seared. Like, yeah, those games. Ah, man. Victory.
But I love them so much. I love them so much.
I don't get it. I do too. But Xbox is good. PlayStation is good. Go play games.
Yeah, go play some games and shut the hell up. Jesus
Man.
Christ.
God. Go get Humble Bundle. Go support a charity.
Go support some charities.
Yeah, go back to GameStop and get your Xbox.
Do you really think, bro? Like,
I really hope that was just talk.
Hopefully it was just a joke, or if someone actually was.
I mean, if you're trading your Xbox for that, you're stupid.
Yeah, especially because like if you have a library, like that's another thing. If you have a library on a console, just because they put another game on a different console, is it really worth losing that entire library for?
I don't understand. I don't.
You put a lot of investment, especially like an Xbox ecosystem. If you're someone who is sticking with Xbox from, say, like the original Xbox, you got Xbox games, Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games, and Xbox Series games, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, Hi-Fi Rush is going to Nintendo Switch now. You're just like, okay, well, I'm just done with Xbox.
Where's Aegis Wings? No. Where's Castle Crashers? Where's Alien Hominid?
Oh, man,
like, where is the gold? These games were freaking legendary. Newgrounds was such a special place. So much so that Xbox recognized it. I wonder if ID at Xbox, like the DNA was from those days of bringing over those arcade titles. Like, there has to be somebody who's like from there that is still in the system. And they're like, yeah, I bet. Ooh, Aegis Wing. I used to go to my friend's house to play that damn game. We would sit up for hours playing Aegis Wing. Yeah, I hope I'm saying it right. And then Castle Crashers, of course.
Like, you're right.
Yeah. Oh God, man.
But did you play Omega 5?
No. What's that? I didn't play that one.
Oh no, I'm not going to tell you. Just look it up.
Am I going to be mad? 5. I'm going to be mad that I missed it.
Yeah, you are going to be mad. Is it Omega 5? I'm saying the name wrong. Hang on.
No, I'm going to find it. Omega 5.
I don't think it's Omega 5. What is it?
That's
no, it is Omega 5.
The vitamin?
Omega 5. No, it's type Omega 5 game. I hate when they do that. Oh, it's a game. Oh, you would have loved that game.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Is that like you got a shield? You got different abilities?
Yeah, it's a shooter. That was a fun game. That was a fun game.
Yeah.
I was just playing it the other day. Because me and my son will hook up the Xbox. That's what kicked off my whole retro thing again. We started playing Xbox 360. One got a PlayStation 2. He wants me to get a GameCube. Like,
nice. Spend the money. Physical media. Become the library. No, put it this way. My kids go to the library. That's how physical media we are around here. My kids go to the library. Thank God for my wife because she takes them because I'm here playing Valorant.
Is it one of those libraries that actually also have games you can rent too?
Yes, they do family nights where they'll have the Switch hooked up. They'll bring out board games, and then they'll have different activities and stuff. Go support your local libraries, please go support because you can, like Scott mentioned, you can rent games, rent movies. They have, I say rent, you can borrow, and then they have audiobooks, music. Like
they have a lot of audiobooks. Yeah,
go support your local library, and then Humble Bundle, support some charities while spending money. And then if you do it for 12 months, you get 20% off on everything.
Yes,
brand new games included. And whatever sales they have, your 20% is on top. Yes. See, that is a company that respects the subscriber.
Yes.
Could you imagine getting extra bonuses for being part of something for so long? Like, why? It's them, Green Man Gaming. Who else does something? Green Man Gaming had a cool thing for a while. I haven't really been back.
That? I think they stopped it.
See, Best Buy stopped it too. They had
Best Buy had so many different ways of doing it, but it was
Best
nice
Buy
for
had
pre-ordering.
Amazon would do it too.
Walmart had it last year.
When Best Buy killed it, it was done for everywhere.
It was Best Buy, man.
That was why I actually got games from Walmart, because they gave you like a 15% off pre-orders if you're like one of their members for so long.
You know what was crazy? Something like I remember thinking to myself, like, let me just buy a bunch of the game. What was it? Gamer rewards? Is that what it was called at Best Buy?
Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, you could buy as much as you wanted. I went another like 6 months past after they ended it because I was grandfathered in. But I regret it not buying.
They had a promotion a while ago.
Yeah.
Where you could buy a $20 phone, one of those burner phones, and you would get like, I think it was like $50 worth of Gamers Club points.
There you go. That's what it was called. There you go.
And I was like, all right, well, I bought like 100 worth of phones. I was like,
yeah,
I'm never going to use these phones, but I want these points. Thank you.
Yeah. And then it was on collector's editions. You got the 20% off. Oh, man.
That was the big thing.
I bought all my stuff from Best Buy.
And then they killed it. They were like, we're done.
They even messed up their current rewards program. Like, they took away points for everything. Like,
don't even get me started. Well, but we're still part of it because Total Tech is pretty good.
That's where I get my like any of my big stuff we buy through Best Buy.
But there was when you bought points, you became like elite status, and they would double your points. And then they killed the program. They're like, we're just taking your points. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah,
it's over. But you want this credit card? You can get the points again. It's like, no, I don't want a credit card.
Yeah, man. Dark times. But Humble Bundle doesn't do that to you guys.
Nope.
I'm not sponsored. I mean, I do have an affiliate link, but I'm not sponsored. I'm telling you, I am a faithful Humble Bundle. Like, if you remember when XCOM 2 released, just take it back. I've been a member since then. They've gotten my money every month with joy.
Plus, they give you at least like 6 indie games you've never heard of, and some of them are actually really good.
Yep. And I honestly use them a lot for like when we do giveaways and whatnot. Like whenever we do stuff, and it's like, oh hey, drop some codes. Boom. Somebody will love them.
This month also give you, I think, Hell Pie, which was actually a game I've wanted for a while.
See? Look, now I'm gonna go check because Bundle. I love that place. I really do. I enjoy. And then it's a charity. You get to give you get to pick what charity you want it to go to.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it. Let me see. It's super awesome. So yes, folks, please, Humble Bundle choice. Like, dude, are you kidding me? So you get Life is Strange, True Colors, Destroy All Humans 2, Scorn. And what else? Let me see. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they have a lot of good things on there.
Don't miss out, folks.
And if I ever get a duplicate, I can either do a giveaway or I'll give it to some of my friends who I know like having games, but don't have the funds for them.
We're consumers, folks.
There you go.
We're consumers.
But one of these consumers is tired. I gotta take my ass to bed. But that said, thanks for stopping by, everybody, and watching this episode of Spectator Mode Podcast. We were talking about Xbox, and we went gamer mode on you. So I hope you enjoyed this special episode. I had my friend stop by, so that was always good. Baron, speaking of which, tell everybody where they can find you at.
At LV1Gaming.com or anywhere you see the Phoenix at LV1 Gaming, on YouTube at youtube.com/LV1 Gaming 20, because of course there was a lot before us, but we're the ones that matter. And if you want to read stuff, all right. LV1Gaming.com. If you want to, head over to the YouTube to hear me talk more, because you can hear more rants like this. I do this a lot. Yeah, that's it. Baron J67.
Got to bring you back so we can rant some more. And my buddy Scott. So thanks again for checking out Spectator Mode Podcast. As always, you can find us over at YouTube. Can't talk, jeez. Definitely check us out over at YouTube. The more people come and check us out, and you can like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and help us get to that lofty. We're trying to hit 20,000 for the end of this year, guys. That would be an amazing hit if you can help us get to 20,000, please. Yeah. As always, you can always check out our great content over at theouterhaven.net. We got some great stuff there. Anime, manga, gaming, music, TV, games, everything. Check us out. We were doing it before a lot of other sites were doing it, so come check us out there. As always, you can check out our podcast, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, because no more Google Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and everywhere else you can find great podcasts. That said, thanks for checking us out, and we will see you on the next show.
See ya.